something or just imagined it. I didn't know. All I knew was I was in the cold sweat.
Tonight on Dr. Zombo's Zounds from the Flipside, we have Hideous Monster, locals of Portland, Oregon, and they're going to be playing a show on Sunday. You got to go check them out. They're going to be playing with the Necromantics and Bad Sex. But enough from me. Let's talk to the band, boys.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, guys? Yeah, we're a fucking rock band. All right, now we're fucking cooking with benzoyl peroxide. Okay, so you guys been rocking the fucking Portland scene for how many years now?
It's been about 7 years.
7 fucking years, yeah.
7 years, yeah. And the band's taken so many different, just the big changes over the years too, to kind of like get to the level where we're at now.
Yeah.
So it was a long, hard road.
Man, what do they say? Long, hard road out of hell. It's a fucking truth. You know what I'm saying?
It's the truth.
So you guys basically started out right as Keep Portland Weird started fizzle frying out. And you guys brought it back, said, fuck, we're going to keep this shit as weird as we can.
Yeah, well, you know, the scene, you know, always changes a little bit. There's not a lot of horror rock, you know, in Portland. There's been a few horror rock bands, you know, in Portland, but I think we're kind of one of the only ones left, you know, out of the ones that were around. But you know, we walk a fine line. You know, we are horror rock, but we also can fit into the heavy metal crowd. We can fit into the rockabilly crowd.
Yeah.
So we have a little bit of a variety of everything. So we're not like pigeonholed into one category.
Right. One of the things that I definitely noticed is your sound is always morphing. It's always morphing. So this latest stuff that you guys did on my wedding day.
Yeah, and I'll let Steven talk about that. But as far as you,
why don't we introduce everybody? We'll start roll call from your side down. Say what you do.
Okay.
Who you are.
Dave Alo, I play bass guitar. I've been with the band, 3 years, something like that. Yeah, I'm the second longest tenured member right now. Yeah, we started jamming during the pandemic, so we didn't play out a lot. We just practiced. And,
that'll pull a band together real fucking quick.
Yeah. So it's fun.
Perfect.
I'm GD Fangs, and I'm the original member of the band. So I play guitar, and I'm the guitar playing vampire.
Yeah, I'm Steve Eggers. I'm the lead singer. Yeah, I'm the newest member, right? Yeah, so I've been with the band a year now.
Unofficially, 2 years.
Unofficially 2 years.
But yeah, about a year.
Yeah.
So that means that you're unofficially
You're
the newest
officially
member.
the newest member. I'm unofficially the newest member. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm Richard Boone, the drummer. I've been with Hideous Monster for about 8 months. About 8 or 9 months.
A greenie.
Yeah, I'm green.
Yeah.
Well, we got the
But it's
living
been-
dead
it's been
right
fun.
here in my fucking front room. This is perfect.
And he's got a new hat, too.
Yeah, I got a new hat.
Got a new
Compliments of the
Zombo hat.
doctor.
Thank you.
did. I made that myself. I'm very proud.
I'm very appreciative.
Hey, it looks fucking great on you, man. You better wear that shit on
I
the
will,
stage.
absolutely.
Hey, I was telling him, you guys ever need somebody to come introduce you, let me fucking know. I'm pretty quick on my feet.
You appear to be, yeah.
Okay, so down to the nitty gritty. You guys got a tour coming up, I hear.
Well, yeah, we have a tour coming up. It starts at the end of next month. And we're going to start in Pocatello, Idaho. And we're going to be going through Denver, Colorado. Richard, where are we all going?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Tulsa.
Denver, Salt Lake.
Oh shit, you guys
Seattle.
are bouncing all over the place.
Yeah, that's not the route we're taking, but those are the places we're gonna go to. Yeah,
It's gonna be an adventure one way or the other.
absolutely.
You guys doing it in a van, a bus? What are you guys doing?
We have an RV bus. It's actually pretty, you know, and Richard has a RV. So we're a couple RVs. And
2
we're going
RVs and a car. It's gonna be a caravan.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know,
Good.
if I knew my bus was running 100% right now, I'd just let you guys use that fucking thing.
Yeah.
40
You
foot
can come on the road with the Zombo.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah.
you don't want me
Absolutely.
in-
You be our mascot.
We want you on the road with us, man.
Every
Yeah.
night.
Hey, you ever seen that movie Lost Highway?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I've seen them all.
You remember? Was that the one that had fucking Marilyn Manson?
Had Marilyn Manson in it.
Driving the bus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine me on a bunch of mushrooms driving a bus across country. You guys wouldn't get
Oh wow.
That sounds rad.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
I think he knows a little bit about mushrooms.
I had some mushrooms like 20 minutes ago. So.
Yeah, fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Welcome to the...
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Okay, so...
Well, I was going to get back to you on something that you had mentioned about how the sound kind of has changed or evolved, and that has been due to lead singers. We've had a few different lead singers in this band, and each one of them has brought something different. So the songs have kind of revolved around the songwriting process. Have kind of revolved around different vocalists, and our latest, Steve, really, brought it home. He really knocked it out of the park with the On My Wedding Day and on this last EP that we came out with, Blood, Sweat, and Fear.
Definitely. And
Yeah.
let me...
On my wedding day, in the eyes of God and man. Oh, on my wedding day, take your life and not your hand. Hide me till the day does part, just sooner than you planned. On my wedding day, on my wedding day. On my wedding day, they would have the girl. On my wedding day, of a face in black and blue. Someone dressed would have the risk of a body broken bruised. On my wedding day, so on my wedding day, they pronounce us man and white. On my wedding day, see if I got press my knife. True life from balls to brains, and I train you wicked live. On my wedding day, on my wedding day, on my wedding day.
here, people. You too can have it. You just got to go find it, and you got to find it. Where can they find it?
They can find that online on our Facebook page, on Hideous Monster's Facebook page, and our store.
And this was a gift from them to me, which I am very proud to be holding in my hand. Do you see that? Do you see that? Yeah, now go buy the motherfucker, because you know what? These guys are fucking good. They'll knock your socks off. They'll fucking rock you into the boat, you know what I'm saying? It's that kind of get down and dirty type shit, you know what I'm saying? Okay, let's get back to the interview.
So you know, as far as like, you know, singing styles, you know, Steven definitely has nailed it, you know, kind of what, you know, like a Hideous Monster, you know, song is supposed to be. So
That's nice, George.
yeah, and he brings out the, you know, his background is actually bluegrass, which
Yeah.
is really, it brings an interesting dimension to the sound.
That definitely makes sense, because when I was listening to some of the newer stuff, I was like, that's good.
Yeah, the Wedding Day song is actually.
It's got a woodsy feel to it.
Yeah,
I was
that
like, I
it's
like that.
based on an American folk song called "When I Was a Young Girl," about a girl that went to like bars and whorehouses growing up, and then like by the fourth verse, she's like, "I have some unnamed illness that's gonna kill me," and fifth verse, she's dead, and so that's the origin of that. It's a traditional song. They don't know who wrote it, but like that's kind of. It was from that energy and some of those older recordings of that song that I wrote, Wedding Day.
So with that being
True.
said, what is, I'm always curious what people's, inspirations were growing up, because I know me, I listen to fucking everything, you know?
Me too.
Stuff from Bangladesh, fucking, you know what I mean, circus music to old country, you know, Woody Guthrie stuff, fucking,
You know,
blues.
I mean, I listen to a lot of disco. I mean, I grew up on disco. My sister was 11 years older than me growing up. I grew up in the 70s. You know, everything was disco. I grew up on the Bee Gees, Casey and the Sunshine Band.
I can
You
see
know,
you fucking rocking out.
Rick James. You know, I love all that stuff. You know,
Some of that shit's got a good.
I grew up on
fucking
Kiss. You know, I mean, I just full spectrum. You know, so a good song is a good song.
Only a good musician listens to everything.
I believe that.
You know. Now, don't get me wrong. I hear fucking auto tune nowadays. The fucking shit goes off right away.
Well, you know,
I
I don't know. They say like if you don't like the new music, you're too old. But I mean, some of this new music, I don't know. I'm sorry. You know.
No. See, look. When growing up, and I will have to say it, every generation says that theirs was the end of whatever. It was the end of that era. The 90s, to me, literally, just kind of wrapped it up, and it was like, well, that's all we got, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you again
Show's
next
over.
time.
Yeah.
And then everything after was a regurgitation of everything that had happened, mixed into one fucking bag, and
Even though, like, my opinion, like, I wasn't a huge fan of the 90s music. I know that there's a lot of, you know, heavy hitters that came out of the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
I'm more of a 70s, 80s guy.
Me too.
But there's no denying that even in the 90s, you know, the talent was off the charts, you know, compared to what we kind of have now. So.
I mean, my mainstay for fucking music on a daily basis is Baroque. I
Fuck
love fucking
yeah.
Vivaldi. I love strings. I love opera. It's beautiful. I can just,
Yeah.
I can get angry to it, and I can get mellow to it, and I can go do weird shit in my basement to it.
Well, the interesting thing is that some of the big names or the heavy hitters that are out there now that are solo artists or, you know, have a band, some of those guys are not even as talented as some of the underground stuff, you know, in our genre or in a bluegrass genre. Those guys, you know, don't have the same talent level. A lot of this stuff is like really produced, you know, in the
There's
studio.
a lot of
and-
pay to play. In
A lot of
in the
pay to
industry
play, yeah,
today.
so-
It's like if you got money to throw at it, then
the you know the
you can get
entertainment
yourself-
world, you know, like Gene Simmons from Kiss said, you know, rock is dead. I don't know if rock is really dead, but it's not the same as what it
you can't
was.
get rid of a feeling, and you can't
Right.
get rid of a mindset. You can diminish it, you can bastardize it, but you can't get rid of it, because the human spirit has that initial. It has it festering inside. It's if the person is open to allow that to come out and transform and come to fruition or not. So Gene Simmons, I see where he's going with it, because, hey, we can make blanket statements on everything. Oh, our kids nowadays are stupid and lazy. Are they? Or is everything too expensive and we brainwashed them with fucking technology?
Oh, that's
Same kind of-
there's a recipe to all that stuff. But you know, the one thing that is true is, you know, you don't, a lot of, especially at the level like where we're at, a lot of it's do it yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas back in the day, like let's say it was the 80s or whatever, you know, you had people going out there and you had, you know, if you were lucky enough to get signed, you know, you'd have a music company, you know, backing you to a degree, or putting you in a studio or marketing you. Now, the band is the marketers. They're the ones that pay for the studio. They're the ones that have to generate merchandise. So there's not a lot of money in like making an album or making CDs. It's almost obsolete. The only way that you're right, but the way that you do is like you make a cool product that visually looks good. We have Johnny Bush does all of our artwork. He works for Wednesday 13. He does work for Ghost. He works for us. He does all kinds of really, really crazy cool stuff. If you can put a good product out there, with some good artwork, people are going to want to buy it, and that's where the bands can generate income for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way I get anyone watching my bullshit.
Yeah. Well, let's face it, the market's very oversaturated with a lot of stuff. You have to swim through an ocean of everything to get to the good stuff,
Yes. Unfortunately, we do live in a sea of degradation at this point where you have to go through the weeds and look for the little fun pieces.
But it's fun looking, and then, usually you find where you need to go.
Yeah.
At the end of the
You
day.
always find
if you
your
look,
place enough. And if you don't, you stumble upon something you didn't know existed and open your mind just a little bit more.
Absolutely.
So what other projects would you guys like to divulge while you're here talking to the camera?
Well, we have the upcoming tour. There's actually only 3 tracks on that EP that we came out with. It's a full-size album. There's only 3 tracks. So our goal is to do a video for each track. So we have one more to do. We did one for Porphyria. We did one for On My Wedding Day. There's one called Graveyard Boogie that we're going to be doing a video for. Hopefully, between the time we get done with our tour and come back, we'll have another video. And then the tour, and hopefully play some more shows here and there randomly. That's really that's all we see.
We've got some new songs in the works too.
Yeah.
Good. Very good. I'm very excited, and I'm looking forward to coming out and seeing you guys. I was going to come out there on Sunday. Unfortunately, I work graveyard weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And it fucks up everything. But the next show you guys got, where I got a day off, I want to come on down. I want to come.
Hey, you got
it's not like you won't.
We'll roll out the red carpet for you.
Hey, you know what? You could roll out a trash bag backstage and say that people care, and I'll be fine with that.
Gotcha.
No, I like supporting people doing good shit, and the horror community right now loves you guys. I mean, they're on you guys like fucking flies on shit. You know what I'm saying? Which, to me, the masses being on something doesn't say a lot to me, but horror fans are a different breed. And they're all different walks.
They're very sincere, and they're very passionate about it. It's hard to fool a real horror fan.
Right, because at the end of the day, we're just a bunch of scary nerds.
Absolutely. I mean, I mentioned my sister, earlier that, she, 11 years older than me. So when I was a little kid tagging along with her, I got drug out to all the horror movies, and I saw Night of the Living Dead. I was 4 years old, and it scared the hell out of me. But I mean, I was addicted. From 4 years, I was addicted to horror movies.
Me too. The first time I saw it, I can't remember what the very first horror movie was, besides my fucking childhood, which was worse than the movies I was watching. Was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's the first one I remember.
That's another just.
Yeah, I had a buddy hanging out.
Hard to top it.
But I think what scared me even more than Texas Chainsaw Horror Massacre was the goddamn intro music for fucking Unsolved Mysteries. Scared the fucking piss out of me.
Yeah, even the guy's voice, the narrator and the music, it was very creepy and very haunting.
Yeah, I'm laying in bed and he's talking about somebody disappearing and murdering and killing people, and I'm laying in bed and the music, what the fuck is going on out there? And then I see Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I was like, is this what they were talking about? But after that point, I was like, I want to be that guy.
Yeah.
And from there on, it was every other asshole that wore a flesh suit. I was like, I want to be that guy.
Yeah.
And then sitting with my grandma, she loved horror movies. So the first time I bought a hearse, and I pulled up in front of the house, the whole family was like, oh God, I can't believe we got a hearse. She comes out in all black. She's like, I want to go for a ride.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's go for a
Grandma.
ride, Granny. I got this just for you. And God rest his soul.
Well, the horror movies, I've seen all the mainstream ones, so I got started really digging deep into the horror and got into like Italian horror, French horror, really obscure like 70s horror movies, and there's a lot of gems out there that kind of went under the radar.
Yeah.
And I really like the supernatural horror movies, the things that are
Like
just
the
kind.
Beyond.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just that I like that. That's a little bit more believable than it's like a scary monster. Although I love scary monsters, but
Scary monsters are great. But when it comes to supernatural, almost realistic, like this could happen to you.
Like
Yeah.
The Exorcist.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. it's just-
that movie scared the
You know,
shit out of me.
That fucking
one's
yeah.
me. I'm a huge fan of haunted items. I mean, you guys are
Yeah, yeah.
totally sitting
Yeah.
amongst some of the.
I have something that you would totally dig. I have my dresser that I use is the dresser that came out of the White Eagle Hotel.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Of course I would like.
Yeah.
Uh, he's actually sitting. There's two dolls in particular. Each one of those, the real ugly looking fucker.
On the wall there?
Yeah, that one was found in a box on a rainy night that this kid just brought me over, and he said he had to get it out of his house because it was fucking up all of his electricity and shit.
Wow.
The one next to it, the rabbit, was gifted to me down on Alberta when they were doing the art fair. I used to drive up in my short bus and all my creeps and stuff, and they're like, we got something you'd want. Whole family brought it, handed me the bag, said, it's your fucking problem now, and they walked away. They didn't say nothing, they just said, you need this. And they gave it to me. Now the ones that are really bad are down in the basement. Those are certifiable. I watched the bitch have an exorcism done before she killed herself. So,
Wow.
long fucking story. But those stay down there. Those aren't allowed up here.
That's
I didn't even
good.
want those in my bus, and I still have 150 more that came from the same place.
Awesome.
I mean, I totally dig all the decor, and I mean, my place is a lot like this.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, it
How else
is.
are you gonna create it?
Well, right. Well, yeah, and you're passionate about it. And the thing is, I do believe objects can have an energy in them. For sure. Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. Yeah. I have an old mirror. I have an old mirror. It's an old Victorian mirror. It's probably about 8 foot, 9 foot tall. It's all hand carved. It came out of a castle from England.
Yeah.
And that thing's got a lot of energy. I've carried that thing around with me for years, but it's from the early 1800s.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm telling you, I picked this house. Well, this house kind of picked me.
Yeah.
But when I picked this house, and I heard the stories, and I did some background on it, I was like, oh, that's why he picked me.
Oh.
I was telling him earlier, some of the doors in the house still have carved out spots where they had bolted padlocks on all the fucking closet doors.
Wow.
I
Any idea why? What that was about?
got some ideas.
Theories for sure.
There is a big bondage D-ring bolted to my door frame in the bedroom, and I was like, damn, this house knew I was coming.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
this
just
nice.
a great height, too. You know, keep them up straight on their tippy toes.
Uh-huh.
You can lay in bed, watch TV.
where did you grow up?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
The great land of the hot fucking desert and a bunch of stinking bums and violence.
So
Lived there
this,
for about 10 years.
You lived there for 10 years?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in the
You made it
superstitions.
out?
Yeah.
Never thought we would, huh? You get down there, nobody's from there. They're all
That's
stuck.
true.
The phrase was, come on vacation, leave on probation.
Wow.
You never left the place. And when you did, you never looked back.
well, why I asked, is I grew up, in Portland, and this used to be a real wild neighborhood around here back in the day.
Oh, I've heard stories. My buddy, guy who plays Uncle Az in the show, actually owned a house right in this neighborhood. He was like, yeah, this whole place was a shithole, and it was before the freeway walls and all
Well,
that.
it's very desirable now, but yeah, at one point you wouldn't come through here.
Hey, I picked the only one on the block where it was a total slumlord, and I was like, oh, perfect, I'll take you, because it was the cheapest one.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, oh, then I found out why. Because there's a fucking gaggle of homeless fucking tweakers that live right next to my front porch.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to scare all them off, and by various means necessary.
Yeah.
And now they're gone, and now the hazmat people are out here doing all kinds of weird shit, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking back this fucking corner. It's Docta Zombos world, not theirs.
Fuck yeah.
There you go.
So, fuck 'em. Let's keep Portland weird, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Listen, you guys are fucking amazing. Tell my viewers where we can find your shit, like site. You guys on SoundCloud, all this shit.
Yeah,
There's so many-
go to YouTube on our channel and subscribe to look up Hideous Monster Band, and that all comes up if you go on the internet. Just look up Hideous Monster Band, and you're gonna see our band page, and you can follow, and you can go to our store. You can check out our EPK. You can see any of our upcoming shows, watch all of our videos. It's all right there.
That's perfect. You guys are fantastic guests. You guys are actually the first guests that I have ever interviewed in my house. Kind of the first people that's actually ever visited my house.
Awesome.
Thanks for
Because I used
having
to
us.
live in a
Yeah.
fucking bus, so like I don't want
And we can leave too, right?
Yeah.
Break out.
You guys have been fantastic. And hey, put the word out there. If there's any other local bands that you think are worthy enough to step foot into the Imaginarium for a day, give them a fucking shout and tell them.
Of course. Well, I mean, off the top of my head, I mean, I'm just saying there's a lot of talent here in Portland. A lot of the bands are great, and we're just looking forward to, just keep on playing shows as they come.
Fuck yeah. You keep on fucking playing because the world fucking needs it. While everything's falling apart and everything's fucking going to shit, people losing their fucking minds, they need a good tune to fucking go with.
Absolutely.
Well, it's music is the only real magic on this earth I think we have. It's an escape. It's like a real escape. So
And it's the only magic that everybody understands.
it's universal.
You've been watching Zounds from the Flipside with Dr. Zombo and his fantastic guest, Hideous Monster. Tune in next time and we'll see what fucking creeps come in that door and sit down and pop a squat in my place.